but gnats before me. Take me to them, that I may render judgment.
The end times has come for the Empire, with Be'lakor beginning his invasion of Imperial lands. Where previous ever-chosen champions and demons have failed, Be'lakor shall not. By the end of his journey, the millennia-old foe of the Chaos Gods shall lay in ruin. Everything is in preparation for his journey to the east, where he plans to meet the people of Cathay and the other powers that lie therein. I was wondering if I could ambush Karl Franz, but he found me. He's got hunting hounds. These are going to be mobile units, but I'm not too worried about them. They have very low armor, so they're probably not going to do a lot to me. Now, the war wagon is going to be annoying. It often is. I don't have a lot that could easily and quickly break it apart outside of my horsemen. They could probably do it. I've got to watch out for their great swords, but I think most of my infantry should be able to handle them. Now, the two groups of mortar, they might do well, or they might not. It depends on how quickly I'm able to disable them, or I'm able to use my own hell cannon to hopefully outpace them. Now, they've got Imperial Foot, another sturdy infantry unit. They've got some anti-large, and we know that the flagellants, well, again, they're quite durable. Then after that, we've got more missile infantry, but I don't think they're going to be able to hold up for too long. I do have a lot of infantry, and the big advantage with that is that I'll be able to flood over their line. I should be able to break through them. If you look at how many low armored units they don't have a great front line, they just have a few. I just need to not get caught up by talking and chatting with a few of the more elite units they have with too many of my own. We have a pretty interesting battle here, and I think I would like to play in a more optimal way to defeat them. I want to minimize my own losses while maximizing theirs. That's generally our goal. So over here we do have Be'lakor. Be'lakor by default, without any buff at all, has 939 weapon strength, 140 melee attack. He's going to be able to hit his enemies, and we've got Shadow too, which is that great debuff. So he's going to go after Karl Franz, who's at a much lower level. He's not going to do well. He's a duelist. He'll be able to fight. I mean, he still deals a lot of damage, but you can see the difference in stats over here. He does have more armor. Now, for what they have, they've got spearmen, sure. Over here, they've got a war wagon. That's going to be a pain. They've got these Fortsjäger, these hunters over here who've got, what, armor piercing? That's really good, 45 damage. What else do they have? Well, they've got your typical anti-large in the form of halberdiers. The war wagon, I'm going to have to chase and hopefully break apart. The hunting hounds are going to be lowly armored. Great dogs, by the way. And we've got Imperial Foot. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have my giant go after the Foot. They're not going to be able to take him down. They don't have anti-large. For my Fem guards, they've got anti-large. I could have them go after the hunting hounds or to circle around to flank if they want to. The flagellants are going to be a pain, we know that much. I've got horsemen who are on my right flank and my left flank too. So they're going to move in later. My hell cannons are not going to be the usual linchpin. I use them a lot, but I don't have to. Now, for everyone else, our goal is to provide some type of foe for them that won't do nearly as much damage. So we want to avoid a lot of armor piercing if we can. We want our lowly armored units to avoid flagellants who are very good at ripping apart low armored units. And of course, they do have mortars. Now, my job is to get my hell cannon to hit their mortars. If I do that, they're gonna fall apart. I'm gonna get all of my infantry to charge in. I'll give them more exact targets after we're done. When it comes to all of my hunters over here, I could use them to, I don't know, focus on a few other units. So why don't we move them over here to the right flank instead? We'll move them in, and I think that'll be a pretty good choice. So, we've got our plan. We know what we need to do. We just need to move in. Now, here's how we do it. Let's go right after them over there. Group 5, if you want to charge in, go do that. Franku, you'll go after them there. The hunting hounds are close by. We want to move in our horsemen right away. They're going to be able to deal a lot of damage. We'll move in our hunters too. We want them to flank a few other enemies. And we can see that Be'lakor over here is not going after Karl Franz, but he is now. So what we'll do, we'll use Enfeebling Foe right away just to deal some damage. There we go. We've got a Norscan barrage to use. We're going to tear apart what we can of their mortars. We'll use our big boom attack. and we'll get all of our ranged units to move over here to attack their other ranged units too. They've got a lot of them, and we'll be able to herd them and later go after maybe a few other friends. My plague bearers took a lot of damage, but they were always going to take a lot of damage. We're fighting flagellants too. We'll go help out and destroy them all later. We're now getting rid of hunting hounds. I've got my Zangor herds. They've got magic, so let's kind of be careful here and just use a few things to help out. So we've got some nice stuff. We could use some... Oh, let's buff up our Boglars. They are immortal and they cannot be stopped. They're not going to be stopped, not today. So already, we've dealt some damage over to the mortar teams. Not enough. We're still kind of hurting after a few of them. Look at that. See, now I'm hurting all of their ranged units. They can't stop me. My plague bearers begin with over 20,000 HP, so they're able to kind of keep things together. Now, what I'll do, I'll quickly go after the spearmen and flagellants by moving in my huntsmen. So while we do that, we'll keep our guys over here going after what they can. We're going to have, let's see, my Famir warriors move in. They'll go after the great swords. That'll be good. We'll come over here too and go help out. They've got a lot going on. I could instead, I suppose, go directly after the mortar teams. Because again, I don't need Hell Cannon, not right now. Bellicor, you've got spells to use for days. Let's go after the great swords. We're going to debuff some great swords over here just to kind of make it easier. We'll use our leadership ability, but look at that. Karl has already lost. Let's go help out. Actually, we'll move over here and flank. I'm holding down shift to do that. So again, I'm trying to explain a little bit more. That way all of you can kind of see how I tactically play and how I'm able to engage. Zangors, I want them to move in from behind because I want them to be able to just kind of hit my enemies and hopefully use spells to break them apart. So now we're nearly done. We just need to move on to a few different positions. We're going to move back the bloodletters. Actually, we'll let Bellicor like stay close by just to kind of distract them. My horsemen, I'm going to have them go after, I suppose, the war wagons. My horse masters, they can chase after a few more too. Now, let's check for what's not moving. You always want to like see what's not moving. That's really a big part too, especially in like later Total Wars. It's just kind of like seeing what's actually attacking, what's not, all of that stuff. The Boglars, we don't want them going after flagellants. That's just a waste of time. Wait, you were meant to be chasing them. You'll come over here now. Yeah, come over here. Go chase all of them down. Bellicor's still fighting. It looks like the flagellants are chasing after my bloodletters, unfortunately, so we'll have to go after them. I didn't really get to use my huntsman, and I didn't use slow motion nearly as much, only to like show you a few things. Papa Franku got over 30 kills. So, I told you before, my future plan is really to do a pre-battle scenario where I show you my setup, but then I do a more cinematic battle. That way, again, it'll have the best of both worlds. And I saw some of you comment, and again, I love your comments. I love feedback. It's what I thrive off of. I don't believe in absolute knowledge and absolute infallibility about my own personal bearings and what I know. So getting good sound feedback, a well-written comment, all of that. I do read it, I do engage with it. So that's how I engage as a person, as a content creator, and all of that. So we don't want our demonettes over here. And I saw that some of you were like, hey, I actually like that idea. I like the idea of you going in and saying, hey, why don't you show us your setup? After that, you know, if you want to do a cinematic battle, sure. Because I did see some people, when I do cinematic battles, say they're a little bit lost. I mean, there's a lot going on here. So now we're just kind of like chasing after a few enemies, and we're doing what we normally do. We won in only a few minutes of time, playing on a harder difficulty. I would actually try out Legendary again. I've done it in the past. Like for Rome 2, I did a Rome campaign on Legendary. And that's fine. However, the issue is it restricts my camera view, which I do not like. I like having a nice camera view because, again, I more often than not do cinematic battles because I like them, because I like just watching that. All right, so now what we'll want to do, we'll want to cycle charges from our horsemen from behind. That'll be a much faster way to get them. I'm not sure what the mechanic is from what mod is actually buffing them up, but there is like something buffing them up. Let's move back. It is tough to use all these spells non-stop, especially because of how quick fights can go. If you're like overextending your foes, it's not really as bad. Now what I could do, I could move away everyone but my giant. If I do that, maybe they'll stay on him. There we go. And we can limit a few losses, hopefully. All right, so now let's get our heavily armored guys to come over here. We'll have them charge in. See, they're chasing us, but we'll just run. We'll just run. And eventually we'll get them. And whether or not they have a high melee defense, they're going to take some damage. I mean, a joint charge like that is devastating. And also, one thing that I've been thinking about, and I'd like to share my thoughts with you. I usually do it like in the latter part of a campaign because I've like explained so much already, but I'm thinking about just focusing on improving my commentary. And I'll have to like sit down and think about what I say and how I say it. And I mean for Total War. It really varies game by game, but especially in a game like Total War, which has like a lot of mechanical stuff going on, I know people either want to know things or whatever, and wow, 300 kills from my Marauder Force-Masters, so they got over 300. They're performing better than my Chaos Knights over here. My Hunters have 52 and 32 kills, so they did a pretty good job. My Hell Cannons, I mean, they did their part. Bellicor was able to get 31 kills. We're keeping him going, so he's doing fine. We've got Bloodletters at 151 kills. The Plague Bearers are not meant to get a lot of kills. I'm actually, so back in the day, I used to be just a Tzeentch fan. I was like, everyone likes Khorne. I'm going to be different. I like Tzeentch. And I still do like Tzeentch, but I'm more of a Nurgle guy in my 30s. I'm like, I've got back aches and pains. Do you know who would get rid of that? Nurgle. I mean, sure, I'll have like a giant, like, tumor thing that is able to shoot out beams, but still, that actually sounds pretty cool. Alright, so we beat them. We won. Well, we did it. We beat them. 153 loss. You can see how I minimize my losses by focusing, by actually trying to counter my enemies. And I'm going to try to build my armies a little bit differently in the future. Look at that, 14% replenishment. We get our forces back. I'm actually incredibly excited about Warhammer 3. I don't really cover a lot of speculation. I don't like to do that. And let me explain why to you. Back when I played World of Warcraft back in 2004, and I've gone through this story multiple times now, I remember the sense of awe and wonder. I like that novel experience. If I know most of it before I play the game, it's not really as compelling to me. So I like to go into it and be like, holy crap. And sure, I might not know everything as I get into it, but it doesn't really matter because, I mean, I could have learned some things from preview content that isn't actually in the final game. There might be stuff that just isn't explained well, whatever. So it doesn't really impact me too much in the end game. But yeah, I'm very excited about this. My favorite factions are actually in Warhammer 3. Very much a demon type of guy. Very much do like Cathay. And I like their contrast to just the overall grim darkness from what we've seen of the campaign map and all of that. I think it's going to be like a nice difference from what we see here. A strange incident. Okay. So over here in Paris, I don't know why I chose that name. There's a plague going on, so they're going to be pretty unhappy. Hopefully there won't be some manner of rebellion. And look at that. So now we get Reichshammer, and that's great. Now, why is that great? Because we get 100 experience per turn. That's a lot, man. That's so much. That means we're going to be able to just buff up and become veterans, especially with that mod where you can promote humans into, or not promote, but transform or upgrade humans into better units, or at least different units. Okay, so Bellicor is at level 31. That's really good. We could just get standard die. I mean, it's a net buff of melee defense, melee attack, leadership. We've got it, man. We've done it. We don't have a hero right now. I have a much easier time writing scripts and like really going through the narrative for human factions, or at least human-ish. It's a little bit different when you've got like these singular type of archetypes. Like over here, I'm playing Chaos. What do I want to do? Probably purge and kill. So we'll auto-resolve that one because we don't need to fight that one. It's not really needed. We've already done our part. We've done a lot of damage. Now, Karaberg has a lot going on, but they have no garrison right now. So we could hold on to it just to have a brief base of operations. Sure, I don't earn as much, but oh, look, we get Fianna Fem. Fianna? I don't know. Kurgan slave merchants have more money, which is fine. We don't make a lot. Unless we're actually like sacking or whatever. Okay, so I could again buff up Bellicor more, but I like the idea of finally buffing up my current army, especially as they become better, as they become more powerful. Now that buffs up my Boglars, which I love, and gives them 15% physical resistance. I'm only picking it for that core reason alone. The Uber Boglars! They should not be conquered. Alright, so we've got Karaberg. We're going to buff up what we can over here. And, ooh, what's over here? Interesting. Less public order, more food. What else do we get? I like the idea of the blood font. That's a lot of handy stuff. Holy hell. That's a lot of food and public order. Let's murder everyone. We'll also cause some issues for Midland, who's going to have a hard time. Oh, they want to fight too? Okay, well, if they want to fight too. Let's see. Let's go over here. We'll pick up a few other things. We got Ilhart. We got Bloodreich. We got a lot of stuff, man. So we could actually really keep the peace and even hold on to lands. It'll take some time to build it all up. Now, Paito, it's going to take him a bit to rebuild. I had him just kind of chase things down, conquer some stuff, and it's going to take him a bit to just get back to where he needs to be. So some global recruitment could be in order. We could also grab a few units over here. I actually want him to chill out for a bit because he's not cheap for me. Now, I could pick these up. These demon friends, oh my god, 220 weapon strength. They're extremely powerful. However, they have no physical defense, but their melee attack is 70, and they have 120 armor. That's insane, dude. Wow. Okay. They're not... I wanted to save money, but now that I see that, I don't know if I want to save money. Maybe I just want to use what is over there. Okay. I want to grab trolls at some point. We got chosen over here. 312 for those guys. That puts me at 18. I could grab scouts. I could also just grab more marauders via global recruitment to keep it a little bit cheaper because I am losing some money. To make it back is not too difficult though. That's really not a huge deal. We do have like other factions also moving in, other chaos factions or even beastmen. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, I love that design. Moloch Slug Tongue. I'm telling you, the modders have gotten impressive, dude. That's, I mean, they were always impressive, but just seeing how as a community they've worked together to get to this point is absolutely incredible. They just keep on learning new stuff and like sharing that knowledge, and that just goes to show you what happens when you work together. So right now, what we really need to do, we really need to make more money. The Great Conspirator. Oh, Zancia's coming by. There's a lot of events happening right now. Paito has a new event. We've got a lot of money. I did lose a lot of people just due to the nature of what's happening around us, but we could easily just get some new ones later. We could combine them and just call it a day and just move on and get more marauders. But right now, we want to head out in order to, again, just raise. We don't need to hold on to every location. I do want to hang on to some of them. But let's come over here to Grunberg. Now, that's already enduring a lot of corruption. These areas we do want to hold on to just because they are core. And for Bellicor, I just had to get more supplies, and I am losing some. They are going to be a little bit tired, but that's okay. Now, what we'll do to make it easy for me... Wait, is that the Halfling Commander, a Moot General? Oh my god, Mary Broilbuck. What are you doing here, Mary? You're a Halfling. Go eat brunch. Do something else. Ben Toddbringer. Ooh, Ben the Deathbringer. Nice. All right, so we're actually just going to head straight in, you know? Why not? Let's combine. And we're not going to have everything we need, but I think we'll be okay. We're going after Altdorf. So, if you look at that garrison, if you look at what they have, it's going to be interesting. I could wait. I could have them all come out, but they've got Reichsguard for days, and that would be a nightmare to deal with. So we've got to fight the battle out. We've got to go in there, break down towers, and I wonder, do we have like a unique map? That's important, because if we do, no we don't, well, that'll work out for me. Oh, look at that, Custerman. All right, Custard Man. You got Luther Huss, you've got Marcus Kruber, you've got Warrior Priest from the Warrior Priest Clone Factory. Oh no, the Clone Wars, they have begun. We've got a Moot General and a Dragon? Oh no. Okay. And look at that Grand Mortar Battery. What's up with the star? I actually don't know what that means. Interesting. That's going to be very scary. How many do you have? We're talking about 12 mortars. I'm going to be in trouble. Now we've got our siege battle that we've got to set up. In the very beginning, it's pretty common on what you need to do, especially for a siege battle. The variability of what you actually do isn't high. You've got to avoid towers, and if it was a custom settlement, then I would engage in a very different manner. Now, for units who are not really going to get a great chance to perform, like my horsemen, I'm going to bring them over here, where they're going to lead away a few soldiers on that side of their wall. That's a good thing for me right now, or if I want, I could have all of them group up in one area too. That would benefit me even more. I'm sure to their perspective, they're thinking, man, chaos is weird. Why would they do that? Well, you can't touch me way over here, probably. Now, their range is still quite long, so I've got to watch out. I don't know if they have any unique spells that might cause a few issues. We're going to find out later. Now, we also need to be careful because, again, their range is pretty darn good. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have my Baklars stand out. I'm going to have our good buddy, Bellicor, also stand out there, and we're just going to focus down a few towers. That's how we've got to do it in the very beginning. Let's begin right now. See, they've got very high tier towers. We just need to move in a fairly erratic fashion. So if I want to, I could hold down shift and chain commands. You can only chain so many together, so do keep that in mind. But there we go, the twin shots of our hell cannon. They're now hitting that fort tower, 15% damage. It shouldn't take too long, and Bellicor is going to get some cardio in. He's here to work out for a future killing marathon. And off we go. Yeah, thankfully, it looks like the cannonballs are pretty inaccurate. They would be great at tearing apart my units, but here, they're doing just fine. So, let's have a brief look real quick. They've got heroes on the walls. They've got anti-large halberdiers, crossbowmen, but thankfully, not handgunners. And over here, they've got a captain and another warrior priest. I've got so many heroes to fight. Oh, let's check out Kurt. Oh, that's really cool. I've not seen Kurt in here, so to see him is interesting. Oh, he's got great armor. Outside of what's going on with his neck, is that like a... is that meant to be there? I'm not sure. Huh. Okay, I like the armor, but then you go up and you go, whoa, hold on now. Okay. So we're nearly done taking out one fort tower. It's only one fort tower. That is not a big deal. That's a very minor thing. We got that one. We'll go after the other one now. And Bellicor, he's still running around. He's taking some damage. I'm going to need him to go after the enemy heroes, at least when they come down. And hopefully they'll use a few spells or whatever they can. Anything that might be consumable. And there's Marcus. Marcus Kruber. Love it. Love it indeed. If I had more time, I would do like a Vermintide campaign, but I don't think I'll have time for that. We've got that Warhammer 3 coming soon. And they've also got one Imperial Dragon. A dragon! That isn't going to be great. I think I should be able to win. However, I don't know how much I'm going to lose. Yeah, okay, so that was just a very large group of mortars. Holy crap, 12. That means I need to waste their ammo. I've got to. If I don't do that, they're going to tear me apart. Now, I could shoot their gate maybe. I'm not going to do that. No, we're going to focus on breaking down more towers. And I'm also going to come out here and focus on hopefully getting rid of their ammo for all of that mortar. If I don't do that, what's going to live here? Not much. Now, there would be friendly fire, which is a good thing. I do not like that their crossbows are shooting at me now. My missile resistance isn't that high. I've got, what, 25% for ward, 30% for missile, so it's pretty good. However, it takes a while to get rid of all of their ammo, so I've got to watch out. And already you could see what they're doing. Now, I could just like run way over here. I might tire out, but that's going to be okay too. I could bring out my giant, but if they focus him down, he's going to be in trouble. So there we go. One more shot over there. We'll begin to attack another tower just to begin that process. We got that one. Let's come over here now. And we don't want to move too much because if we do that, they're going to rotate. Now, it looks like they've got enough munitions for 22 shelling attempts as a group. 22. So that's what we're watching out for. Now, if I want to have a good time, I would like to use my Purple Sun. However, their numbers, again, aren't from infantry. They have a lot of elite units, so I can't really do too much of that. Now, if I want to, I could hurt some crossbowmen. I could deal a little bit of damage there. I could come over here, or I could just like stand around and chill out for a bit. Yeah, we could just kind of like chill out over here, and I'm just going to wait and take out a few more things. They've come out to fight Bellicor. Now, we all have a lot of magic. I did use my Mystifying Miasma to kill off their crossbows and their halberds. So I've got to fight a bunch of large units, and right now, a bunch of light wizards are trying to bully Bellicor. Good luck to all of you. I have since moved up my units. They're trying to net me. They're trying to just be annoying in general. They've got their mortar team up on the wall. I wasted all of their shots, so Bellicor took a lot of damage, but I think he's going to be able to hold on. I do have to move him back, though, only because, again, if you have a look, he's taking a lot of damage. Or I could finish off who's over here, like Kurt. Yeah, I'm going to bring in all of my larger creatures. That way, we'll be able to break down that gate and hopefully break inside. Bellicor is going to have to be a supportive spellcaster soon. He's about to win his duel right on that gate. Whoa, they closed it. Yep, we got him. Oh, he's dead. Well, that's really good. So we got him. Unfortunately, we've got some friends who are moving in too. They're closing me inside, which is really, really bad. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to use a bunch of spells, and we're going to try to break them if we can. If we can do anything to break them right now, that's great. Again, I need all of you guys over here to help out. My hunters I'll bring in later. So the purple sun popped up. They're taking a lot of damage. I've got a lot left to deal damage. I could try to bounce my pendulum a little bit. Let's see if that actually hits them at all. They're heavily armored, so we'll see. Not really, it just bounced off. I had a feeling, but I just wanted to be sure. All right. We'll use our stand or die, so now we got more melee defense. They opened up the gate again, which is good because I did need help. So now Bellicor is going to be able to fight these Reichsguard. So now we've only got 30 minutes left. I could turn off the timer. I usually don't, but I could. Now, what we could do for fun, we could go up over here and fight all the many different friends they have. I've got some spells to use too if I want to buff up things. Oh yeah, please break down that gate. Franku, if you're inside, go help out. We'll go beat them and hopefully move inside. That's my other goal. I don't want to tire out my units. The Zangors are going to use some magic too. We've got Flames of Change. We've got over here a good buff. It does reduce melee defense. Uh-oh. What is it? And we've got a Pyre of Change too. I'm not too worried about that, but it'll probably help out a little bit. Let's go after that Light Wizard. We didn't break that gate yet, did we? No, we did not. Please break that gate. That's always a huge pain whenever it doesn't break. So I'm going to debuff these knights too. I don't want them to kill Papa Franku. He's been with us for a long time. We need to break that gate quickly. We got the Light Wizard, so now he's also killing another hero. I love that we're killing all of their heroes. And we got their gate, so now we're going to be able to move in. We don't have like too much anti-large, but my army's fine for the difficulty that we're playing at. You obviously want to min-max a lot more if you're not playing on my difficulty right now, which is very hard, which is fine. Again, I play on it because I do like more of a narrative thing more often than not, so I need like all of my free camera movement, but let's see. 179 for Bellicor. He's killed a lot, and now we're going after Knights Griffin, so we're just fighting a bunch of knights right now. Eventually, they are going to break, they are going to fall apart. Bellicor's not taking too much damage, we're just fighting their friends right now. There we go. We could move inside, we're not going to yet. That's going to come soon. We just want to make sure that we're clearing out the main pathway. Alright. Let's use another spell over here just to kind of mess them up. Now, these Griffin Lances, they're pretty mean. We're going to have to be careful. Yeah, they've got armor piercing, they're strong, but right now they are debuffed, which gives us a great opportunity to hopefully kill them. Yeah, see, now they're starting to drop a little bit more, but they still do have a lot of health. I could always debuff things. I could bring in, well, they've got anti-large. They're doing fine. Kind of hard to see them because of weird angles, but there we go. There goes Bellicor in a more cinematic view. He's fighting out there against probably one of the primary foes that I was worried about. Okay, we'll buff up everyone here. There we go. More melee attack, more melee defense. The Reichsguard, they came back in. It's always hard to get them out of fights. That's what I've noticed. I could cycle charges too. All right, let's finish them off. They've got 11 left. And see how that spell just breaks them? I'm spamming those spells right now. We've got 1600 HP. They've got plenty of heroes who could actually beat me, which is a worry. I do have that as a worry. Now, unfortunately, the bloodletters and stuff, they use some spells or whatever they could to kill a lot of bloodletters, so I might actually leave those bloodletters behind. The demonettes and friends, I'll bring them in. My Famir have done fine. They're going to be okay. Now, I can't go up onto the walls. I might need to ignore them. We'll come over here and fight those Reichsguard. The Boglars I could bring in for fun. They might get killed off. I really hope not, but they could. Yeah, let's bring in a few units. I only have so much I can bring in. Bellicor is going to go help out, or I could leave him over here to buff things up. It just really depends on what we're fighting. But let's come over here and deal some damage. It's a very cheap spell. What, 7 Winds of Magic? 8 for Enfeebling Foe. We'll just deal damage right now. I'm not too worried about using my debuffs unless they're fighting infantry. So we're just going to let them take their time as a group and go after them. Over here, we'll use our ability to get more leadership. Kind of late. Could have used it before. I didn't. That's okay. There we go. See, everyone is moving in now. I could also go up and focus on fighting their heroes. I was hoping they would move down. They haven't moved down yet. I do wonder if we could just go up and beat them. But I still do want to move inside. That way we're not wasting all of our fatigue. Or, I should say, not gaining fatigue. So we'll move the Plague Bearers inside. We do want, like, one group to kind of hold off anyone who tries to charge in. Let's move over here. I've got knights too, so if they want to move in, they can. I could always pull back and come back in too. I've wiped out so much, I can do that because, I mean, have a look. It's going to be a long fight. They still do have Luther Huss, and Warrior Priests are just going to buff them up. So I just have to take my time, slowly get over here. Bellicor's close by. We're going to buff up what we can. They did break just now, so that was a waste. Okay. Now that we've done that, let's move in. We're going to have so many to fight over here. I'm going to bring in my knights too. I also want to bring in my hunters. Now, look at that. We're going to fight them on the walls. That's going well. The Boglars, if they want to head up and go kill the battery team, I think that would be pretty funny. Let's go do that. Yeah, we'll go fight the Empire Captain. We'll come over here and fight that Warrior Priest. Unless he's like pulling back, then I won't be able to do that. But if we bring in hunters and that dragon ends up being in a good position, we could take down the dragon. Okay. So let's get everyone over here. The Zangors, again, I can use them. I'm waiting for things to kind of get mixed up a little bit. Yeah, magic resistance could go down. I could debuff them like that. That's true. Let's go get them right now. We'll go get the Reichsguard. I'm going to debuff them right away, just to make sure they're not nearly as strong. All right, so we're charging in now. Group 2 will also go move in. They're going to group up, which should give me a nice opportunity to really hurt them. To really hurt them a lot. The Hunters, again, I'm going to bring them in. We don't want them stacked on top of each other, but we do want them to attack. So let's bring them over here real quick. Alright, there's my mystical ability. We'll go attack some more Reichsguard. There's just so many of them. It's all elite Reichsguard right now. I could bring them elsewhere. We'll see. Alright, let's see. If we have a look up on the walls, their friends are trying their best. They're killing a lot of demonettes right now, but we are holding on. The Boglars actually have over 40 kills. They took out the Grand Mortar Battery. That's pretty funny. Okay, we'll go after what's left. Empire Captain over there. Oh, there's the darn dragon. Okay, so let's pull back right now. I think they're trying to hit me with that. Oh yeah, they are. They are. They definitely are. Wow, they nearly got me there. So let's just pull back. We'll use our special ability. We'll have to just move way back right now because I'm about to get knocked out. I didn't even see that until like the very last moment. The dragon's moving over here, so we're going to move our hunters over here. We want them to go hunting. And we'll just come over here and help out. I got to keep you far, far away, buddy. All right, Papa Franco, you're not actually hitting them, so go hit them real quick. My other units, yeah, just push in. You just want them to like push in a little bit. All right, nice. We'll deal some damage over there. Okay, so now they're on the walls, which I don't like. They're losing it, but they're on the walls still. What we want to do, we want to put the hunters down in different locations where they're going to be able to hopefully, I'm hoping, hit them. Let's try to get them into neat locations. There we go. Because if we could do that, then we're going to be able to wipe them out. Now, we've got these abilities to reduce their magic resistance. Let's use that. If I can. Oh, wait, no. Who is that for? Doesn't have casting. Ah, right. So they've got to have a casting ability. Well, we'll just use our special abilities over here real quick. Just to kind of mess them up. There we go. Franku, if you want to deal some damage. I think that's dealing a lot of damage. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, my goodness. It moves a lot. Thankfully, it didn't move towards us, or that would have been it, I think. We didn't lose Bellicor yet. We're going to bring him back. We're going to keep on attacking. We're going to break them soon, I think. Oh, we got the dragon. The dragon is gone. See? We killed it so quickly because of our hunters. That was awesome. Actually, I'm going to leave all my other units over here. We're going to let the hunters go after the heroes in case they try to come back. Like, there's one... Oh, yeah, there's Luther Huss. He's fighting in the midst of a bunch of plague bears. Oh, now that's one iconic scene. That's really cool. That is so darn cool. All right. So now, after beating all of that, what are we going to do? Well, we're just going to push in and finish off what's left. We'll keep Bellicor close by. He's still able to debuff enemies and bother them. Yeah, they're coming in now. We'll use our buff to get that nice charge benefit from the giant. We're hitting them here. We're going to debuff these Reichsguard. I'm not in range yet to really utilize my standard die, right? Not really, no. I'll leave some knights over here in case Luther tries to move away. Because, you know, he likes to be annoying. But we're about to wipe out the entire place here of what they have. They've got now, what, one warrior priest who's like, by the way, I remembered my faith in Sigmar, so Alright. Yeah, see, these guys were trying to come back. We're just gonna annihilate them right away. So yeah, for whatever reason, I just kind of like thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I need to probably play in a much more tactical way and give more thought to what I'm doing. So I'm gonna try to do that more. I'm gonna try to like really think about things and do that. And you can tell me what you think about that. Just the idea of me trying to try hard a little bit more, because I mean, I can win based on what I'm doing, but why not just give it a little bit more effort and whatnot, and just see what I'm able to do. All right, so they're shattered. We got them all. The battle's over. Altdorf has been conquered now. We took the city. That's it for them. There's no more Altdorf now. It's going to be, what, Blooddorf. Yeah, there we go. I like that. After that victory, what? We lost over 200. They lost everything. We broke them apart. That could have been a tedious, horrible battle, but it wasn't. And there's my income. I mean, I'm back to having it all together now. Okay, that puts me at rank 33. We have a look again. I could just continue buffing up my units. I'm going to, because I think it's a very good idea to just enhance what I have going on, to build my army in a way where they're all incredibly powerful and scary to fight. So now that we have Altdorf, we just need to repair things. Yeah, that would be step number 1. After that, we obviously want a bigger garrison because we want to hold on to it. We'll take over here, what else? More replenishment. What else do we have? That's a bit of food. That's handy, sure, but not quite what I want. What about that one? That would reduce the chance of a plague spreading. Okay. More chaos corruption, and Skaven would be bothered by it. Let's see. Yeah, there's really not too much that would be too beneficial for me right now other than just campaign support buildings. So what we'll do then, we're going to come over here and get that extra public order for 1. I think what we'll do after that, we'll get more replenishment. Slaughter of slaves. We'll take that. And we could try to get some manner of recruitment building, but it's got to be for something I really need. A big focus, evidently, for this campaign would have been the Familiar units, which I really didn't focus on. They're not cheap, and it's hard for me to keep up that level of income, especially because I've got all of these different units. Now, for now, we're going to take slums, just to get a little bit more replenishment. We can break it down later. It's very cheap. It'll take 1 turn to build, and that would be, what, 100 more for income? And it's been a few turns just trying to stabilize everything around me. Oh, Chief Ugma, you're here. A bunch of carrion warriors. You are ugly. Oh man, you're huge. Okay. I like that armor. The variety in detail is wild. So now we've got to make a bit more. If we don't do that, we're going to have some issues. I've been able to maintain the peace back at home. I've been building up many new buildings too, just to, again, maintain the peace. And I've been exterminating everyone back in Reichland, at least any dissidents, and I'll continue to do that as we push on. Now, we've got to go after Grunberg. If I want to keep it easy, well... Oh wait, hold on, what's over here? I could upgrade you into what? Now, you've got your upgrades over there. I gotcha. Ah, I've got to be close to a city to upgrade, but I can turn them into a new unit. That's pretty darn cool. Alright. Now, Paito, I don't think you're going to be great at taking down towns and all of that. I could have you go after Kemperbad. That's a bigger army. That could be an interesting fight. I think it would be quite an interesting fight to let him go over there and take them on. Let's have a look real quick. Alright, we'll keep Volkmar away just to have 1 extra lord far away from us. We could wait and let them come to us, but I'm not going to do that. I think we'll go fight them. And while we do that, let's come over here to Grunberg. Now, that would, again, cause a lot of damage. Karl Franz is back. I think we've got our final 2 fights here. Now, the reason why I'm doing a more mini campaign is because my only general goal was to go after the primary Empire faction. That would be Karl Franz. We've had plenty of battles, and it was more so meant to be a sample of what is to come for my type of Total War content. We've got Bellicor right now doing his part to end the reign of Emperor Karl Franz. There we go now, so we've taken out 2 towers already. We're gonna have Bellicor do some sneaky beaky. He's gonna run up over here to the corner. That's what you get for building corners. We're all about cutting them. Alright, so I could use my shot to go after a few other targets and probably tear apart what they have on the walls. One stray shot made it over and took out some handgunners, and what, 20? Yeah, 19 and 20. But we're going to use spells now because they have a lot of standard infantry, so that's going to make it easier for me. Now, we want to be out of their range. We've got so much magic, we're going to be able to have a lot of fun. Now, here's pod racing, baby. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's go after the crossbows over here because if I don't do that, they're just going to annoy me forever. Let's get them. There's my pendulum. Yeah, Bellicore takes a lot of damage from any type of ranged attack, so you certainly want to try to get rid of those who are able to hit him. Now, I've got my purple sun, but they're not all bunched up. I want them to be bunched up before I use anything at all. We've already wiped out one group, so in the very beginning, we just want to fast forward in order to, well, just use spells. We want to maximize what we're able to kill before we actually jump in there. So now we're just going to go after these handgunners over here. Look at that. They're dropping. They're losing it now. After a few more spells, they're going to drop even more. Now, we've got some Free Company Militia. We know they're pretty deadly. They've got some more crossbowmen over there. I'm just waiting for these cooldowns to get away from me. Don't bother me, cooldowns. There, another one. One day, I think I might just attach a bunch of hotkeys over all these spells and really just hotkey like crazy. But it's not too bad what I'm doing here. There we go. Definitely could have saved a little bit more magic. We'll go back up to, you know, tier 3 speeds, and we'll continue to hit these handgunners. I've got plenty of time. I'm not in a huge rush. So right now it would be Alt 1 if I want to do that. That does save time. Hey. And it goes clockwise. Gotcha. Alright. Yeah, I might change up hotkeys in the future, like for Warhammer 3. If I do that, I'll have to get used to it. See, look, they're at 97. Now, they're going to be getting to drop at least a few units each time that I cast my spell. Oh, yeah. See, they're dying quickly. They lost way too much. I don't have to do that for everyone. Am I going to use it until I'm out of magic? I'll use a lot of it. Because, again, if I do that now, I won't have to worry about them shooting at me. I'll be happier. We'll all be happier for it. Except for the Empire, but we don't care about them right now. There. Now, I could certainly just burn down everything in the Empire. I'll certainly think about it too. I don't know if there's any dominant Empire faction. Karl Franz was, what, rank 5? So if we beat him, it's going to be over with. They're not going to have anyone left. And also, evil has so much coming towards everyone around us. I don't think they have a good leg to stand on to be able to take on the many different threats they have. So I might not even have to worry about that. Yeah, the Free Company Militia, I guess, let's see. No, it's 23 for the magic. That's a lot. It does kill a lot, but again, I'm just trying to save my other units. We're trying to minimize all that extra damage. They have crossbows over here, so we'll continue to hit them up on the wall. Yeah, that group that was over there, they since moved over here onto the wall. They've got more crossbows after that. So I'm going to take my time doing that. Now it's about time to move my army up. So we've got our single entity unit over here, Papa Franku. We're going to bring him up. They do have some anti-large inside. So obviously I've got to watch out for what's going to come towards me. If I want to weaken them, I don't have to. I'm going to use my pendulum right over here. Just line that up. Have a nice queue of units being killed. There. That's a devastating strike. Ripping through a whole bunch of them. I mean, most of that group is now gone. Now Bellicore has over 400 kills. I have very little magic left. If I want to, I could save it for my purple sun. I didn't go after the Free Company group. Now, Sigmar's sons are annoying because I find them to be rather stubborn. Why? They're unbreakable. They have that unbreakable trait, and they're going to be able to chill out here for quite some time. So we're going to use a purple sun right over here just to hit these two. They made a grave mistake moving all together. So now that should hopefully wipe out the great bulk of them. Look, see? There's very few Free Company Militia. The Suns have very few left too. They took so much damage. I'm out of magic, but that's okay. So now my demons are mostly over here. I do want some to move onto the walls to use spells. Again, we want to watch out. We're going to get probably our Plague Bears in the middle to help me break down the gatehouse. Because if I do that, well, they're tanky and they're going to be able to help me stay alive. That's a good thing. My hunters, I'll want to move up onto the walls, maybe, or I bring them inside to go after other large units. So instead of like charging in like I usually do, I'm just taking my time. Bellicore now has over, what, 500 kills. That's really good. We're just going to take our time and break that apart. We'll move a little bit closer. They might try to open the gate. They usually do. Hopefully they won't do that. We'll see in just a moment. Yeah, see, now we can get through the gate and attack the halberdiers who've got, what, 40 weapon strength. And they've got a Bane over here, a great debuff against horsemen through the mods I use. You know I play a lot of mods and all of that. It's a change of pace. And what might be possible in vanilla might not be possible here. So it closes and opens doors. And if we have a look, though, they are attacking me. However, we're going to be okay. So let's move in right now. The Plague Bearers are moving in. They've got a nice little banner carrier. I love that. I do miss that about the other Total War games, is having those banner carriers and other friends who are able to help out. So the only other issue that I'm going to have right now is that my single entity units are way too close to the front lines. What I should have done and what I will do in the future is just kind of let them wait. Now, my Demonettes should be able to tear right through all of their units pretty darn fast. Let's do that then. Okay, Papa, we need you to move back, buddy. We're dealing some range damage, so we want them far away. Karl did move in a bit, so here's what we'll do instead. I'm going to get Bellicor and Papa to go after Karl. We'll move in the Plague Bearers. We want them inside just to have a bit more breathing room. They're bringing in more Halberdiers, 140 in that group. Yeah, 92 Greatswords left. The Plague Bearers are going to be able to hold on. See, now we're also fighting Karl Franz. That's a great way to take them all out. Oh, that's good. That's really good. Okay. So, what do we need to do now? We're just going to hold on for a brief moment. I could attack them on every layer of the wall, but I'm going to be patient instead. There's no point in having everyone grouped up. I just need to go after Karl. Karl is losing it big time. He's taking out 9, but between the giant hitting him and also Bellicor, they're just losing it. My Plague Bearers will continue to attack over here. Now, later, once I have a bit of room, I guess I do have room now. Yeah, so instead of later, or I should say that later is now, we'll move our hunters over to the right wall. We'll let them shoot down. And the Demonettes will move up onto the walls. Now, look. They've got armor piercing. They've also got, over here, if we zoom in, just to have a look, they've got Charmed to debuff enemy attack. They've got magical attacks. They've got very high physical resistance. Low armor, sure, but it's sufficient to take on also low armored Reichland Halberdiers. So they're great at taking down units like that. Kind of like just a very sharp knife. They're not going to break through armor, but units like that, sure. Now, the Plague Bearers, again, they can poison enemies, they can debuff them, they've got magical attacks and some armor piercing too, but they're just here to really tank things. And Karl, he's about to lose it. He's about to be done for. Also, there we go. More melee attacks, so now my units are buffed up, and theirs are not. So Karl is about to fall down again. It's a final stand for Karl. Oh yeah, he's done now. One hit, and it's over. Yep, there goes Karl. So we continue to hit over here. The hunters, I'm going to have them just move where they can for now. It's going to take them a little bit to climb up. The Demonettes are doing fine on their own. Yeah, see? 39 kills. Over here, 30 kills. If we look down on the courtyard, I'm still breaking in with my Plague Bearers. I'm not rushing. I could also break open another gate if I wanted to bring in some horsemen. They've got, what, swordsmen over here. They've got a Knight of the Blazing Sun and a flying leader, Valmir von Rokov, one of their Elector Counts. So let's go grab, I suppose, our horsemen. We'll bring them over here. I do have spells I'm able to use, so we might as well use them. All right, so we've got that Pyre of Change. We know it deals a lot of damage. I could go after the Halfling Rangers. Let's hit one over here just to kind of break through some of their infantry. Just to make their day pretty darn bad. They don't like what's happening here. Oh yeah, see, that's just ripping. That's a ripper. It's going to hit some of my Plague Bearers, but these are demons. I don't... Actually, look. It stayed kind of out of the range of that. We'll come over here and get rid of more of Sterling's Revenge. Then after that, I'll bring up my Zangors. I could also buff up my Demonettes. Why don't we do that then? Yeah, we'll come over here. They'll get more melee attack, which makes it even easier for them to rip through the units they're currently fighting. So, let's see. These units are not buffed up. We'll come back over to the Zangors. Let's see. We'll take... What was it again? Yeah, Twisted Blessings, and we'll give it over to my other group, where they're continuing to wipe out all of the infantry on the wall. That's what I thought. And see, here's what I'm talking about being more thoughtful with how I play. looking at how things play out, looking at what would counter what. We'll go after the Halfling Rangers. Now, Papa, he's taking some damage. We'll use our buff to help out a little bit, just with speed and charge bonus. Bellicor has over 500 kills. We'll buff up everyone while we're close by with Bellicor. And we'll come over here and finish off their other units. Oh, can I actually get up? Yeah, I can. Look at that. Bellicor, if you can climb up. No, he's not able to. I thought he could. I was like, oh man, cool. But no, he can't. Like how ogres can't climb up. I think I've seen art where they are on walls, so I don't know. All right, so over here, the Demonettes have over 200 kills. They've taken some damage, but it's also mitigating damage for other units and keeping my other units in good health. See, look, now I've got Hunters who've moved over here. They're getting so many kills. Over 80 kills for one group already. The other group has over 100 kills. Oh, no, they both have over 100 kills. These guys are just running away. So now if they actually come back, they're not going to have nearly as many. They're just getting butchered in the middle of a fight. We have only so much time left. And see how much easier that is? It's less of a nuisance to fight whenever you just take your time and you go right through them. It helps out a lot regardless of what difficulty you're on. And sometimes you can kind of like game things a little bit more. I'm trying to minimize it to a point. Of course, I do want to fight them and I do want to do well. I'm going to bring up my Bloodletters. I want my Bloodletters instead to go after any commanders they have left. The Demonettes have done well, but they're going to take a lot of damage here. However, there are some pikemen, so we'll go after the Suns. We'll go after the pikemen, but I do want my Bloodletters inside. Let's see. I've got Plague Bears over here. They're finishing off, what, Halfling Rangers or something? Adorable. Love them. One person wanted me to play them. Well, I have. I have already. Don't worry. All right. Now, the Famir Warriors I'm going to bring in now. Monstrous Infantry can only be so good. They're a nice addition. I add them because I think they're fun. They don't always do extremely well, but of course, they seem to perform a little bit better in mods than they do in vanilla. So that's where like a lot of my perspective is going to come from. It's from a mod perspective. Of course, I mean, that'll change whenever I play Warhammer 3, at least in the very beginning. I do want to get through like every campaign through vanilla, learn every faction quite well, and then improve on my knowledge, play mods, and have a good time. And there's so many like stories to tell too. A lot of voice acting to do, a lot of stories to engage in. All right, so now we're getting closer. We're just going to wait. I don't want Franku to take a lot of damage. They've got Reichsguard up there. They've got their heroes too. So what we'll do, we'll just bring in Famir and we'll fight together like that. My Hunters, I mean, oh my god, 269 kills. Over here, over 200. They wiped out pretty much every unit that fled. For what they have left, there's just very few left. Okay, so over here, the Demonettes, they're still fighting. I'm going to bring in fresh Bloodletters to go after what's left. I think they summoned in some type of flying creature. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right? That's that weird sound. Alright, so we're moving over here with my Plague Bears. We'll go charge in. I heard something. That, like, crazy bestial sound. Let's see, what's over here? Well, whatever. They've got that Grand Master. They're fighting me a little bit. Rokov and friends, they're chilling out. I love that. Night of the Blazing Sun. And like here's where we're gonna get like a lot of the flavor that I don't know if we'll ever get it through DLC. I have no idea what their plans are, but hey, who knows, man. I would love to get banner carriers. I miss having like drummers and all that. It might be like unique to some factions, like let's say you've got clarions being sounded by the High Elves, or you've got drums being beaten upon by the Empire. Those little bits of flavor add so much. It's what I love about like Napoleon Total War, is like all those little bits of things that just add so much. So now we can hit him from behind and win the battle outright. I think that's a great way to kind of conclude these enemies of ours being crushed. Oh yeah, see, right from behind. They've got anti-large, so I don't want to crowd up on them. I'm going to stay over here and just take their choke point. Just chill out a little bit. We don't have to fight their commander. He's broken. Yes, he's shattered. He only got 11 kills. My Demonettes are mostly fine. We're over here now. The Reichsguard are falling apart. It looks like their commanders can't hold on. And so that's what happens. And because I'm playing in a much more regimented way, it also allows me to actually show you more of what's going on. I'm going to get better at the games that I've been playing. I mean, I've always won it like either very hard or legendary, but now I've got like a different goal. It's just I've always focused more on the narrative and having variety for variety's sake than trying to like maximize my ends. My means are all about having fun. But we're done here. We beat them. A new town belongs to me. Ever since I've been pressing a little bit more, you can see the end result. And I wanted to show that contrast too. And again, I'm not building the most optimal armies. But it's working out because, again, it is single player, and it has felt like we've been able to dominate in a much more extreme manner than normal. So we'll take that over here. We'll take Grunberg. Now I've got the entire province. Do I really need anything else? Not really. I could burn down stuff. Eventually I'll need supplies, so I'll have to like go back and chill out. We'll take more public order, and because of the +5 public order we're able to get. Oh wait, look at that. More weapon strength when defending. Thank you, Balmir. I mean, I've wiped out now Reichland. They are done for. I think we've done it. I mean, we've taken out the Empire. There are other factions, but look at Nuln. Nuln is controlled by the Skaven. You've got, what? Is that Hochland? Is it Hochland or Hochland? I've heard different pronunciations, so I'm very curious about that. Midland, they've lost a core territory. We've got Norsemen all over. What's funny is that the orcs love me. The Norsemen hate me, but the orcs, they seem to love what I'm doing. They're like, yeah, that's some pretty good art, man. Kimmler is doing a great job at just breaking down enemies. We'll get Unholy Resilience. I thought I would grab that just in case I ever take damage. That way I'm able to easily and quickly replenish. We have a look at Bretonia. It looks like... Oh, yeah, he did capture Castle Artois. That gives him a few good areas. He needs to conquer a few more. But, yeah, these guys, man, they're not going to last for much longer. They are feeling it today. So why don't we have one more battle by Pyto Figums, and we'll just break them apart. We'll have fun with it. We'll go in there, because after that, there's just going to be no one who's able to stop me. I mean, I'm losing less soldiers per battle. I'm dealing more damage. Siege battles only help me out, and I don't want to like have to auto-resolve through 20 or 30 different settlements before we finish off every single faction over here. It is Mortal Empires, but that was my goal, was to take down the chief defenders of man, and we have done that. So that's been a great mini campaign, all in preparation for Warhammer 3. So now let's have a look over here. We've got Kemperbad. We need to have a look at the map. They've got what? Some replenishment. It's a normal field battle. I do want to use Lightning Strike to get rid of at least Volkmar. He's going to have a lot of support abilities that I hate. They've got crossbows. They've got a lot. Now, I've got a lot of monstrous units, which again, aren't always the best. I'm using them because I think they're fun and all of that. They've got great swords, Knights of the Stag. Oh man, they have all the different knightly orders, and there are a lot. There's like an old Warhammer fantasy book dedicated to knightly orders, and it's crazy. Telephime Outriders will be a pain. Oh yeah, this might be a fairly painful battle for what I have, but we'll see. Okay, let's have a look at what we're using in our battle. There's a lot of new units. We've got Iron Guts over here. We know about them. We've got Marsh Reavers too. Now, these are pretty interesting to look at. I like these a lot. Their detail is just really quite interesting. Giant Komodo dragon looking things. So, these are my horsemen, my horse lizards. My Liz horses? I don't know. But they've got 80 armor. They've got a decent melee attack. They're able to debuff enemies. They've got like a minor physical resistance. Over here, we've got our From the Mist. And that's a great missile resistance. So we do like that. We do want to use that. I'm going to use my units over here just to kind of bother them, to lure them away if I can, because we want our lead belchers to deal a lot of damage. They've got, what, 140 range. Not the best, but also not the worst. Multi-shot arrows. They do have horsemen too, so we've got to watch out for that. We'll want to fight them. I've got my Iron Guts over here, my spellcasters too, my basic marauders, which I'm going to bring in at a later point, and I've got my other spellcasters too. I don't really care for my spellcaster ranged units here. I think there's like more useful units, but they are there. We've got these demon friends who are also close by. They are tough. I mean, stat-wise, they are tough. I'm curious to see what they'll actually do though. I do like that reduction in speed. That's pretty neat. And we also have our one weird spawn, which is a single entity unit, and whoa, that is kind of wild. It looks like a few things. I don't need to fill your imagination. That thing will. Okay, let's go up now and just bother the hell out of them. Oh, that's a big old army too. Okay, so let's just try to move up a little bit. We'll bother them. We'll just move it up. If I need to run back, I'll run back a little bit. The monstrous cav will bring them over to a corner. Yeah, they're all up over here. Interesting. 180. Okay, hold on. You got 170. No, they're going to be able to bother me a lot. But of course, if everything is not where it needs to be, maybe I'll be able to use my ranged abilities to really mess them up. Oh yeah, see, here we go. So in the very beginning, obviously, we're going to do a goofy dance. You know what the dance is. We've all done it. It's I'm trying to not die dance. It's a very good one. And if they don't want to attack right away, then I might as well just take advantage of that. So Paito, out of anyone, is just going to take advantage of what they're doing. Now, they're going to have knights probably charge up at some point. So I'm going to bring up my lead belchers and use their anti-large shot. We do want a spellcaster close by, so we'll bring them up too. Just to ensure that they're all together, just chilling out, because we want to bother them. My monstrous cav, I could just bring them back and also watch out, because, again, they've got a bunch of large creatures. My marauders are a little bit on their own. I could just bring them back, and that would be fine and dandy. We're going to have my other spellcasters right behind them, and we're just going to dance a little bit, because mortars suck, dude. They really do. They are just a pain for my type of units, and I only have so many marauders, so obviously I need to watch out. I need to be careful. So in our final battle, we're just going to do the dance of the explosions, as we like to do. But these are gorgeous units. They have Outriders too, and I'll probably try to fight them. Now, if they want to charge up and fight me, that's fine. I'll go after them. That'll be fun. I'm just trying to avoid taking a lot of damage. Now, it looks like they're moving around a little bit. Let's try to go after, if we can, without taking too much damage, go after a few Outriders. Their range isn't great, but they're able to move around, and that's just, not a fun day. Now, I could try to flank them, so we'll move up a little bit. We'll get my horsemen up a little bit. Yeah, we'll just slowly creep up as we take more and more territory. We'll get closer to them. We don't want to tire out. We want them to tire out. I mean, that's always the best thing ever. See, now we're taking our shots. We're hitting some Outriders. We're dancing around their mortars. They're going to lose some large units. If they want to charge in, hey, more power to them, really. Yeah, here comes some grenade launchers. Yeah, these are grenade launchers. Now, I should probably just, like, focus fire, but no, I'm going to just change it up a little bit. Oh, look at their little friend coming by. So I'm going to buff up Paito. We'll go after the Empire Captain. He's got 2 weapons. He's going to have fun. We'll go hit them. Yeah, see, now they're moving up. So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to move back ourselves. We'll continue to attack over here. I've got some spells to use, too, if I want to. They want to use some of their grenade launcher fun times. Let's move back and go after the mortars. Yeah, see, we'll go hit them. We'll move up a few more ogres, too. The Fin Beast can move up right over here. Marauders, I'm going to have them support my monstrous units. I'm going to let my monstrous units take some damage. No, I don't want all of you skirmishing. Just go up a little bit. Okay. I did lose 1 lead belcher. Let's go after these blasted Outriders. They don't all have grenade launchers. Gotcha. Okay. So we'll come over here. We want to stay far, far away. They're dealing way too much damage to me. It's very vexing. Hurts my feelings a little bit. But let's hit them. Let's do it. Yeah, see? We're just going to wipe them out real quick. Have some fun times. Hit them hard. Okay, so they're moving up to attack. Let's also go up. They've got some sword and shield guys. Just a whole bunch of different units. We'll go wipe out a whole bunch of their friends too. Oh, 1 unit kind of got out of my hands over here. Let's move them and go after the Free Company Militia instead. So Paito, he's having a pretty rough time. We're just going to buff him up real quick. Now, if you look at that, that's going to be way too much damage. We need to be careful, clearly. Let's buff up Paito. We're going to try to bring him out if we can. I don't think I can right now. It's going to be very tough to get him out of there. We're going to bring in the Ass Blasters in a bit. Actually, we could just have them just come over here to the right flank and really hit them hard. We've got some of their other friends who are close by. I'm going to bring in some Marauders. They're a little bit too late. I could have brought them in a little bit sooner, but I didn't. These, let's see, 8 count units. I'll have them come over here. We want them to kind of like get stacked up all together. If we do that, I think it'll be easier. Paito, you just need to buff up a little bit, pal. And we'll use a nice burning head, I think, to really rip through some of their units and hopefully deal that point of damage that will keep them away. We'll go after the mortar teams just to hurt them. The monstrous cav, they're taking way too much damage, so we're just trying to move away from all of that. The weird spawn, if I lose it, it's not a big deal. If I lose Paito, that's going to be more of a problem. Not the end of the world, but it is a little bit more of a problem. Okay, let's move up now. We're going to come up over here. We're going to fight their infantry all together. They've got, again, a bunch of their friends who can come bother me, but we're not going to worry about them. Let's just move over here. We'll do some, like, multi-shot and just beat the hell out of them. Yeah, that's what we'll do. My spellcasters, we want them to move back too. They'll come over here. I'm gonna have my marauders do their thing in a bit. Yeah, go after those outriders. We'll charge in. The skull rippers will just obliterate them all. And we're just gonna actually bunch up. We're gonna bunch up intentionally. Because I want to, for one. Uh-oh. He charged in. He's doing a lot of damage. I'm gonna have to help out. I got a nice buff to use on him again. My monstrous cav, they're not doing the best in the world. We did take out the mortars, so that's really good. So it's really just about my pathfinding that I've got to work on a little bit. And there's going to be some units I'm not too worried about. But also the pathfinding for a few units is just not really the best. We did wipe out a group of swordsmen. They are terrified. They are fleeing now. So what do you think we're going to be able to do now? We'll go after these grenade launchers because we know that they can deal a lot of damage. We'll use anti-large right there and we'll beat them up. Okay, their leader is coming back now. I think he's going after my ass blasters. Is he? I don't know what he's doing, actually. He's doing something. And I don't like it. Alright, the weird spawn is doing fine. Let's just have like a brief look around. So the skull rippers, they're doing fine too. I wanted these spellcasters to go after this group. Yeah, see, they've got 10 kills, which is not a lot. And it looks like right now, my marauders are bunched up fine, so they're not going to take too many casualties. My garbage golems, they're going to have to... Well, one group will have to pull back if I don't want to lose them all. Yeah, let's go after these grenade launchers again. Got our anti-large. There's more reload time. Actually, let's just go after them and leave it alone. We'll go after their commander, that Grand Master. We're going to buff up our own melee attack, so we'll go hit them a little bit more. I'm losing that weird spawn, which is okay. I mean, I don't care. I don't really care. We'll come over here and help out a little bit. Now, let's have a look around. My monstrous cav, they're still fighting these crossbows. We'll come over here and take out the other crossbows. We do have other units. We did wipe out all of their many friends, all of their mortar friends. And now we're just trying to get these spellcasters to go after their outriders. See, they're not doing a great job. They're like, javelins would have been so much better. Or, again, more lead belchers. That would have been fine, too. So we did wipe out that group of Free Company militia. We are winning elsewhere. Let's go after, I suppose... the right flank. Yeah, they've got great swords, so why don't we use our armor piercing and just kind of take them out? We want a dense group. We took out the enemy lord, surprisingly, so that's done. We're going to buff up a group of units over here, maybe my skull rippers for fun. The monstrous cav, they're being chased right now, so let's just move away. It looks like right now their outriders are gone too. The lead belchers, they're going to take out a few different groups. Let's see. Let's come over here and go after their great swords. We'll kind of divide up and move around. We'll send in a few other units to attack other targets, like their infantry that's all bunched up. Oh, what's over here? Oh, it restores a lot of hit points. Nice. Okay, nice. I didn't know that. So we've got like a little regeneration move. So now we're just even better than we were before. We're doing okay. Let's go after that group of Free Company militia. We've got the monstrous cav to do so. We're chasing after a few others. So despite not having like an optimal build, you can see how just if you use the right placement, you could wipe them out. You can hurt them all. You can ruin their day. Okay, hold on. Let's finish off those great swords. I think they're done for now. Yeah, I think they're done for. We don't need to use up all of our shot. They're all breaking. We've got over here some Telebheim great swords. But that seems to be it. Okay. Nice work, everyone. Pyto and friends, they know how to do it. Don't want to use up all of my shooting. All of my ammo. I said shooting. That's weird. Yeah, these spellcasters are just not that fun. They don't get a lot of kills. I'm pretty sure there's like a good use for them somewhere. Maybe I haven't discovered it, but as of right now, for how I play, they're not that great. So, do we really need to chase them all down? No, we don't. But I think this was a good final indication of where we're at in our campaign. Already, we have just annihilated the most powerful faction that we have close by. Bellicor has burned down the Empire, like he said he would. Now we're getting ready for a different journey in the future. Thank you for watching my campaign, and do look forward to Warhammer 3. Until then.